Hello everyone. Here I'd like to show you how to plot points and graph lines in MyMathLab. Here's homework number 9. I'm going to jump to question number 6. And here we're asked to plot the point -5, -2 and state the quadrant that it or the axis it lies on. And so you have to grab the point, so just move your cursor over. Point always starts at the origin. And try to find -5, -2. If you think the scale is too small to see, you can click on the magnifying glass here and make it larger a couple times, 3 times. Okay, so -5 and -2. There's the point. And I'll check my answer. Okay, now it's going to ask for which quadrant or on which axis. Remember, upper right is quadrant 1, then counterclockwise, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and then quadrant 4. So our point in quadrant 3. Okay, so that's how you plot points. If I go to question 8, here's one. When one of the coordinates is 0, you know it lies on one of the axes, and that axis would be whatever coordinate is not 0. So this is going to be on the y-axis, because if we're moving 0 in the x, we don't move in the horizontal direction at all. And so we're just up 4, and there it is. And now I could say that it lies on the y-axis. Okay, to go to graphing some straight lines here, I'll go to question 16. And here's an equation. I'm actually going to write the equation down. So 3x minus 2y equals 6. And we'll generate a table of ordered pairs of x and y values. So let me show you my work here. So I wrote down the equation. 3x minus 2y is 6, and there's my table of x and y values. Remember, a good value of x to always choose is 0. So we could say when x equals 0, then we get 3 times 0 minus 2y is 6. So that goes away. -2y is 6. And dividing by -2, both sides, y is -3. So 0, -3 is an ordered pair. If you wanted to write it as an ordered pair, feel free. And then just pick any other value of x that you like. Sometimes 1 will work, 2, maybe I'll pick 2. And you really only need 2 points. So let me do it here. When x equals 2, then we get, okay, we go back, remember this, go to equation, substitute x is 2. So we have 6 minus 2y equals 6. And if I solve for y, we first have to subtract 6 from both sides. And we get -2y equals 0. And so then dividing, well, you could easily state 0 right away. But if you want to show the formal division, y is 0. So now I plot the points 0, -3, and 2, 0. So let me go back to MyMathLab. Okay, now here you have to either click on to enlarge the graph. That's what I would suggest. Always use the graphing tool, as it says here, to graph the linear equation. So click to enlarge the graph, and we get a new window. What you have to do is you have to grab the line tool. So you see over on the right, the template here, these guys are parabolas. We won't be studying those. But here's our line tool. So you want to click on that. And then, if you recall, the points were 0, -3. Now also notice that in the upper right corner of this yellow banner here are the coordinates of the point that you're on. So notice as I move my cursor around, oops, okay, I want to delete that, cancel, oops, I'll do it again. So grab the line tool, but as I was saying, notice that as I move my cursor around, the coordinates change, so I can see the coordinate that I'm plotting, of the coordinates of the point that I'm plotting. So 0, -3, 0 in the x, -3 in the y, and you look in the upper right, and you can see that that's the correct point. And then as I move around, I'm looking for 2 and 0, so 2 in the x, 0 in the y, and again look in the upper right, and there's the point 2, 0. Click on that, and then I need to click save, and then I can check my answer. Okay, I do want to go over the next few problems quickly here with you, and this particular problem, x equals -7y. Notice how x is given in terms of y. Now a good choice for x is always 0, as we've said, and let me show you my work again. Okay, so now I'm right here, so around 17. Good choice for x is always 0. So if I pick 0, I could say for x equaling 0, then we get 0 equals -7y. And if we divide by -7, both sides of the equation, we get y is 0 also. So 0, 0 is an ordered pair. Now, if I pick a value like 1 or 2 or 3, something like that for x, notice that the 0 would be replaced by that value that I chose, and then I'm dividing by -7. So if I chose a number like 1 or 2 or 3, I'm going to get a fraction that's not really all desirable. So what I could do, since x is given explicitly in terms of y, instead of choosing another x value, I could choose a y value. And I think if I choose 1, okay, so now I'll say for y equaling 1, then we get that x equals -7 times 1, or x is -7. So then I can plot the point -7 and 1. And so back to MyMathLab. Click to enlarge the graph. 0, 0 was 1 point. That's the origin right here. And -7 in the x, and 1 in the y was my other point. Save that, and check the answer. Okay, and number 18 is actually worthy of going over as well. Fractions are involved, and I'm going to write down the question again, show you a little bit of work. So y equals -1/2 x plus 5. So you already get a little table, which I've just done, and let me show you that. And so there's -1/2 x plus 5, number 18 here. Okay, good choice for x always is 0. So for x equaling 0, then we get y is, there's really no need to show this substitution, because if x is 0, this term's going to go away. You pretty much see it by inspection. I mean, you can just cover it up in the original equation, and you can see that you get 5 for y. So 0, 5. And now here's a situation, because the coefficient of x is a fraction, we want to pick a number that is a multiple of this denominator. So a good choice in this case would be 2. So pick the denominator itself for x equals 2. And the reason why is when you make the substitution, as I'm showing here, we get a cancellation, a natural cancellation. So these 2's cancel. Get negative 1 plus 5. So y is 4. So 2 and 4. Okay, so back to MyMathLab. And plotting the 2 points, 0, 5. Let me click to enlarge, grab the line tool, 2 in the X, 5 in the Y. Again, you could look at the right of the yellow banner in the corner. There's 2, 5 as a point. Again, now for the other point, oh, I'm sorry, it was 0, 5. So let me cancel that. Start over, click to enlarge. Okay, grab the line tool. 0, 5 was the point, so 0 and 5 right there. And then 2, 4 was the other point, so 2 and 4. Looks like it's it. Save it and check my answer. Okay, so hopefully that was helpful, and we'll see you for the next lesson.